everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. Here at the house, it's about 54. I think it was at 58 at noon. It's been a busy day here. We've been kind of cleaning up since the weather's been nice. Got the outside windows of the house washed, the trash in the yard picked up, and most of the sticks. CJ's finally back in the garage working instead of down at the machine shop. We are still waiting on the intake to make it back to us from Nitrous Express. I believe that will be happening sometime this week. However, CJ does leave to go to Georgia on Tuesday for his fuel tech training. So hopefully when he gets back, he'll be full throttle on that. Haven't really seen him a whole lot lately since he's been out here working in the barn. Saw him for lunch, and last thing I heard was he was probably going to go out there and mess up some wiring. So let's head out there and check it out and see what he's up to. Only bad thing about it being so nice and being out here and doing yard work is that the allergies are banging. So I'll take some allergy medicine later today. What you up to?
Oh, I thought somebody was calling.
Tricked ya.
Trying to figure stuff out.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I don't even remember what was in that bag. It's been in the RV for so long.
The switch panel and EGTs.
Well, you weren't lying when you said you were gonna mess us up.
Oh yeah. Well, I ain't messed anything up yet. Just unstrung all the sensors, that all this data that we got that isn't hooked up. So then we got the input expanders mounted in there. There's a harness for it. And I got thinking these fancy little things that Joey left here. Using those for all the inputs. Sensor ground, sensor powers. Should work.
What is the objective with what you're doing?
Data. Have all the data. Be able to monitor the fuel pressures on everything and nitrous pressure and shock sensors. I want to put a wheel speed sensor on it. We've got the drive shaft speed, but I have to change everything over to the input expander. That, like, anything I'm going to want to read needs to be on that, so when I open it, it is all there. I don't have to try to go back and forth. That's the way I understand it anyway.
The heat just kicked on, sorry.
And I'll go unplug it.
Okay. So what were you using? Was in this box?
That's the input expander up there.
Got it.
And then this is the harness. That's I'm figuring out. That's sensor power, sensor ground. So that will go to these two things. That one I believe goes to the main relay is what it says in the instructions, and then those are all inputs. So my plan is to get everything hooked up, but not mess with anything the way it is now. Because honestly, I want to try, other than the data and everything, I just want to pick right back up where we was. And see if it does any better. I think that's a real good starting point. But I haven't made any changes on anything. Both rear shocks are leaking. I got to get those, I guess, freshened up. Other than that, we're waiting on the intake from Nitrous Express. Once it gets here, the engine's been done for 2 weeks. So once it gets here, I mean, car go right back together.
with the shocks, you already reached out to Jeff with TRS, and we're going to ship those back to him, right?
Yeah, have him go back through them. I don't know if it's a seal failure or what the deal is.
Is that typical?
I have no idea. They were on the car for, I mean, those shocks were, before they went to him to be fresh, and they were on the car for 5 or 6 years and never leaked anything. So I don't know if it's just a bad run of seals or whatever. But he'll get them all fixed up.
From all them willies.
I don't know about that. Yeah, it's kind of where we're at. I piddled around with the twin turbo car a little bit. Not a whole lot, just trying to figure out the rear wheels and whatnot. I was going to change the bolt pattern on it so that I could switch wheels back and forth between cars, but that rear end's a different width than this one, so I'm not going to be able to do that. That's about all I've done. Splitting wood yesterday.
So, what's in the bag? Because I don't remember. It was in the RV forever.
Yeah, I got this stuff a long time ago, along with the input expander. Yeah, we got the Fuel Tech switch panel. There's that cute little guy. Ain't a whole lot to it. I do not know how to hook it up or program it yet. Hopefully, leaving for class Tuesday in Georgia at Fuel Tech. Hopefully I can learn something there that helps.
What is that going to help the car do?
It's just a switch panel. Get rid of, hopefully get rid of a whole lot of those relays and everything that's taking up a bunch of space. But I'm still going to have some sort of switch panel in there to manually keep the water pump and the fan on to cool the car down. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to figure that out. I got a 12 switch panel in there, ARC. I can take it out, sell it, and put a four switch panel in there or something. And then we got those cute things. I don't even know what they're called. EGT can, 4 can. So that's for the EGTs. We got, that way we can monitor each cylinder, the exhaust gas on each cylinder, and that'll help with tuning, is what it will ultimately do. Let me know if a cylinder's lean or rich or aid in that, I guess. If it's really hot, it's lean. Moroso on the brand new vacuum pump right there before Dig or Die. They cut me a deal on that because my other one was all tore up inside, which it had been like that for a long time, but whenever the bolt come out of the rotor, it gouged it up real bad. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Hopefully we missed a race this weekend that would have been a good one for us. It was a backside, looked like a poor surface. I've never been there, but
I-64.
I-64.
That was their final race there, I believe. They're closing it.
So we missed it, couldn't make it to it. And I mean, there's races every weekend. If we can get the car back together and get something figured out, get to where we can afford to travel, I'd love to go to warmer weather. I don't lie about that.
And if we
it's
don't
actually warm here right now.
If we don't have volleyball.
Yeah.
That's another thing. But it's winding down. So let's talk about the old shell of Raggedy Ann for a minute.
I've been cutting shit off of it.
Stuff off of it. Yeah.
That's where the firewall pieces for that came from.
So we're kind of at a standstill with it. Poor old thing. She's getting piled on.
Aside from some metal to be cut out of it, I really don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, she's kind of in the way. And we've talked about a few options, but we're kind of not sure what to do with her.
Stick it out front, put a big "Don't Drink and Drive" sign on it.
But you were not drinking and driving, though. So, if anybody has any suggestions on what they think we should do with it.
I scrapped some bitch.
I agree with that, but
I'm sure not getting in any better shape over there.
no. Yeah, we got to pull this lift out and resituate some things. So we kind of need to get the car out of the way to do that.
Eventually, I'd like to get a 4-post lift in here sometime. I need to get rid of that one and get a 4-post just to do like suspension setup and chassis and stuff. I think it'd be a lot easier than hanging. You don't want everything just hanging. Got to pull measurements and adjustments. What I know, some of that would be a lot easier. That we can double stack cars. So, kind of out of room.
Well, you have a lot of stuff in here right now. I haven't been out here for months.
Yeah, a shit ton of tires.
Yeah. Are those new or used?
Used.
Are we going to sell any of them?
We can sell all of them.
Oh, so how many sets do we have? Wonderful. We'll just advertise that right now. 7 sets of used tires.
10, 12 passes on.
10, 12 passes on them. So if you're interested in those, hit us up in the comments or send us a message.
There's a CO7, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 6 sets. And then these are the DO6s. Which I will probably, I don't know if they don't sell, I'm just gonna put them on your car.
Oh.
Use them. I don't know that your car will make it through 6 sets of tires, it'll probably blow up.
Oh, wonderful.
LS life, it happens.
Let's see. I think that's it.
Sold the front brakes off of that car.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Who'd you sell them to?
Brian and Gavin.
Oh.
I don't know, yeah.
Yeah. Any suggestions on what we should do with her
Get it out of the way.
so we can get it out of the way? Let us know.
All right, so this is what we got going on. I just unplugged the wood burner so you can actually hear me walking away from the turbo car, the twin turbo car, walking over here to Raggedy Ann car, and I am pulling the rear shocks off of it. Both of them are leaking. We're gonna send them back to Jeff Thomas to have him go through them and freshen them all up, make sure they're good to go for this season. I'm gonna stack some of these wood blocks underneath the rear end though. That way it keeps it kind of up, because the front has, you can see there, a whole lot of separation in it, and it makes it sit kind of way up in the front end. So I'm gonna set some blocks underneath the rear end, kind of let it down on it. That way I can still get into it and play with the wiring, which I can't flip my phone around while I'm talking to show you that. So I'll show you that here in a second. Get the blocks set up underneath of it, get the rear shocks off. I want to measure the front for shock sensors. And get just back here like that. Get the front measured for shock sensors tonight, get the shocks off of it. And then tomorrow I'm leaving for Georgia. So this is Monday evening. We're leaving Tuesday, head to Georgia for fuel tech class. So I'm going to go learn some stuff. And down in there you can see some of the wiring that I'm starting. It's an input expander, so I can get all the inputs worked in and actually have data and make shit happen. All right, here we go. I don't have the best setup for the camera, but I got you in there, guys. Now we're gonna try to take these off. I got it going the right way. Get the shocks off and get that taken care of. Intake should be here soon. I think it was supposed to have shipped out today, as long as everything went smooth from Texas out there at Nitrous Express. As long as all went well with that, we should be good anyway. On maybe whenever I get back from fuel tech, being able to get the engine back in it. I'm gonna bump it up a little bit. Yeah, it helps a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. Take the bottom loose. Get this other top one over here off, which is going to be a lot harder than this one. Shine you that way a bit. It might not be so bad. At least until we got out to the end, it got real tight. Nope, I want it. Got like a little burr or something on it. So there's the rules. Now we go down here and take out the bottom. Try to get a nice little shot where we can get both of them in here. Get this one off, and then I'll start playing with it to get them off, raise it up, I think is what we need. Side anyway. Got this one off. This one should come off. There we go. There we go. There you can see Let's see here. See all the oil, the dirt is collected. Try to look down in there. It's just got a little worn out or something. We're gonna send these back. Jeff's gonna fix them all up for us, and we'll get them back on. And that one there was leaking. This one was leaking before dig or die. Like it had a puddle under the car, and I went ahead and took it. Anyway, this one here started leaking apparently while we was there. I don't know if you can see, try to see in here. You can see it running out of it right there. Oh, I don't know if you saw that, but yeah. So, they're pretty bad off. We'll get them fixed up, get them back on. Here we go. Shocks are double boxed, packed in there with the paper on top of them. We'll ship them out tomorrow and go from there.
This is a quick reminder that if you want to get into the War in the Woods spectator giveaway to purchase merch on our online stores, we have new colors available. We have pink and we have gray along with the original black. Please stay tuned to our next video on Sunday when CJ and Brian take a trip down to Fuel Tech for their education.